Hello, so for today's video I have something very interesting. A while ago on TikTok there was this trend talking about what is your dream lineup for the Hunger Games, and that included the president, the hosts, the arena, and which two people would you like to see representing each district. So I did that, and on top of that I decided to style each tribute of my choice of each district according to what each district represents. So I want to share with you what's the fashion that I would give to each district, and also I want to share with you what will be my dream lineup for the Hunger Games. Okay, so let's start. For the president, I want Kim Namjoon. It just has to be him because I remember seeing a while ago a lot of memes regarding having Kim Namjoon for president or calling him the president. I don't know of what, because I'm not that deep into the BTS lore. So if you know, go ahead and explain it to me. Like, I don't know where it started, but I remember seeing so many memes of voting for Kim Namjoon for president, and as soon as I got into thinking who would I like to see as the president for my Hunger Games dream lineup, Kim Namjoon. That's it. That's my choice. The game maker for this Hunger Games has to be Mr. Beast. Like, I feel like there's no other option. It just has to be Mr. Beast. For the announcers, the people that are talking of what's happening in the Hunger Games while it's happening, I want to have people that will say whatever they want to say and they will not hold back on whatever, because at the end of the day, the tributes, 23 of them are going to die. It's a fact. Only one of them is going to come out as the winner. So I want the announcers that are narrating what's going on in the Hunger Games to be just fierce and say whatever they want to say. So for my announcer number one, I want Theo Von.
Turn off for me, can't swim. If you can't swim, honey, I mean, the earth is 80% water. If there's a tsunami and you trying to get on my back, bye. Oh, I think a woman should be able to kill one man a month.
At least.
My favorite type of weed was,
And for my announcer number two, I want Wendy Williams.
Clap if you care. All right, let's move on. Should she suffer? Clap if you think she should suffer.
Death to all of them.
If Wendy Williams is not available, get me as a Ilya Banks.
She said, I will love you till the end of time. I'll wait a million years.
For the arena, it has to be Mount Olympus, because remember, the people in the Hunger Games, people that control everything, they have like very advanced technology. So I would want them to create Mount Olympus literally kind of floating in an empty space. So if you fall from one of the edges of the arena, it's over for you. So how will these games in Mount Olympus work? So if you remember, in the first movie of the Hunger Games, they have the cornucopia and they have like a lot of supplies in the cornucopia, and the first minutes of when the Hunger Games starts, a lot of people die because they're trying to get stuff and other people attack them and whatever, right? You know, what I would want is, because it's in Mount Olympus, listen to me please, listen. Previews will start outside Mount Olympus, and the clock goes off, they're gonna start running towards the building because they think that there is a cornucopia there, right? So to their surprise, it will be nothing. Inside the building, there's only going to be statues of each god that is considered an Olympian. Listen to me. On the bottom of each god, there's going to be a message that says something along the lines of, if you want like a weapon or food or whatever, something, offer me something. And the offerings are going to be stuff that you can find in the garden, right? It's gonna be plants or water, a specific flower, just something that the tributes can find in the garden. So they will have to go to a god or the statue of a god, read it and see, oh, this specific god, he likes this specific type of flower, and if I get it to him, he can give me a weapon. Does that make sense? So this will make the tributes not die in the first 10 minutes like it's always seen in the other Hunger Games. They will actually have to work to get something, you know? And then it's more like a race, like, oh, if I go quickly to the garden and get this and present it in front of the god, I can have a backpack full of supplies or whatever, right? So each god, each Olympian is gonna offer different things. And also because the arena of Mount Olympus is going to be floating, they don't have a lot of places to hide in. So eventually they're going to have to face each other. It's gonna be one of those Hunger Games that everything is gonna happen very quick. Once the tributes understand what is it that they have to do, it's gonna run very quick. But anyway, now let's get to which tribute I would like to see representing each district and how I would style them. Now for District 1 represents jewelry and luxury items. Because of that, I would like to see Steven Universe as the male tribute and Queen Elizabeth as the female tribute. For obvious reasons. I mean, Steven Universe, he has all the crystal gems, and Queen Elizabeth, she had her jewels. Now, I'm going to show you the fashion. This is the drawing that I came up with. I will want them to dress as some sort of king and queen, and the design of the attires are going to be something that we've seen before because it's like king and queen. We've seen this before, but the gag for the clothing is that everything is going to be covered in crystal gems. So out of all the tributes, they're going to have the most expensive attire, okay? Also, this Steven Universe is grown up. Because they're from District 1, I'm going to assume that both of them are careers, meaning that they trained and then they volunteer to participate in the games. So that's why I made Steven Universe bigger, like he's actually older now and he got big. He's a gym bro. And then for Queen Elizabeth, this is the younger version of Queen Elizabeth. For Steven Universe, it's gonna have those like the George Washington type of hair, and I want to put little golden stars in his hair just to represent the original t-shirt of Steven Universe. Then the attire, he's gonna have the king cape. The shirt is gonna be one of those typical monarchy type of shirts. I want it to be a little bit see-through, kind of like mine, but it's gonna be covered in crystal gems. Probably opals or lapis lazuli, something like that. Then some pants. The socks are gonna be high up, and the shoes are gonna be golden shoes, golden crystal shoes. It's gonna be the shoes of Cinderella but golden, and it's gonna have the little stars of Steven Universe. Then for Miss Queen Elizabeth, because it's a younger version of her, I wanted her to have that hat that they used to wear, and again, it's gonna be a monarchy Marie Antoinette type of dress covered in crystals. And the shoes, I want her to have golden shoes as well, just to make them match her and Steven Universe. So for District 2 is masonry and weapon manufacturing. Representing District 2, the male tribute is gonna be Bob the Builder, and the female tribute is gonna be Katana. Now, their attires. I will give Bob the Builder a mohawk and I will dye his hair because I will want him to represent the Carpentier bird. Is that the name? Because it's very Bob the Builder coded, you see? He's gonna have inside a kind of brownish shirt, stripes, kind of like the bird, some pants with stripes, horizontal stripes as well. But the gag of this garment is going to be the jacket. Mama, it's going to be black feather jacket. The sleeves are gonna be long with feathers, and I want here on the inside of the jacket to have white feathers, and everything is going to be black feather, long sleeve black feather with a couple of white feathers just to make it pop. And then I want to give him red shoes. For Katana, because we know Katana is very with the knives.
Here comes the hurricane, bitch!
I will want her to represent the peacock because Bob the Builder is already representing the bird. So I will want her to represent another bird that is more aligned with her. I was thinking about that peacock from Kung Fu Panda. You remember him? So I will give her a peacock type of attire. She's gonna have very fabulous feathers. But the thing about that piece from behind is that she's actually gonna do a reveal. The feathers are gonna be down, very similar to how the real peacock hides the feathers. And then when she wants to do the reveal, she will grab those sides and it's gonna have a click on top, she can click it and then she will have that display of feathers. Very beautiful. The dress itself is gonna be covering little feathers, blue, and it's gonna be similar to the peacock. Depending on from which angle you see it, it might look dark blue or light blue or almost green. And I want her to have fans with knives. And the shoes, I want high heels with the eyes of the peacock feathers. I feel like this one, when people see her, they're gonna think like, oh, it's just a blue feather dress, but when she do the reveal of the actual peacock feathers, people are gonna gag when she pulls the fan and it's gonna have little knives that she can throw. Yes, she's gonna gag them. For him, I will give him a prop of like an actual very big hammer or something, just so the message is more clear about why he's representing that specific. Okay, now for District 3, it represents electronics. I want the tributes to be, for the female tribute, I want Sophia the robot, and for the male tribute, I want Thomas Edison. For the attires, I want her to keep, you know how she's showing kind of like electronics inside of her brain, so I want her to keep that because I feel like she's gonna be the first humanoid to ever go to the Hunger Games, so the people will want to see that AI version of her, right? I want to give her an attire that mimics she's a robot. She's actually gonna be a robot, but I just want it to be more fashion, right? The only human part that she's gonna have is the face, a little bit of the neck, and some parts of the arms and hands. Everything else is gonna be mechanics, and every time she moves, it's gonna make little sounds. So people are gonna love her just because she is an AI type of thing, you know? I want to give her a light right here in the belly just to mimic a belly button, because she wouldn't have a belly button because she's not human. So I will want to give her something here, a light that beams orange, just so she can say that she has a belly button, just to give her something to connect more with her human side. And then because humans are animals, I will want to give her a tail, just so when she asks about how does she feel about competing against humans, this and that, she can say something like, oh, I'm going to recur to my animalistic side to slay this bitch, you know, like something like that. In her makeup, I want neon orange eyeshadow. For Mr. Thomas Edison, I feel like he will be a little bit more conservative, so he would still want to wear a suit, because remember, he's from the Victorian era. So what I will do is I will give him a suit, but I will push him to be shirtless under the suit. Why? Because girl, the gag, we're going to give him like an electronic panel, and it's gonna have little lights that turn on and off. That will be kind of like representing the fact that he invented the light bulb. And then just to make him and Sophia's outfit kind of match, I will give him a few metal pieces. Just remember, she's gonna be crumped out, mama. She's gonna shine. So he cannot just wear a suit. And the shoes for him, yeah, I want chrome shoes, shiny. A lot of people that are very into the futuristic stuff are going to really, really love these outfits for District 3. Next, we have District 4, and District 4 is all about fishing. The tributes I want to represent District 4 are going to be Katara for the female tribute and Sebastian for the male tribute. Now, remember, Sebastian is a crab. We have to make a humanoid version of him, so I just drew Sebastian as a human, okay? So let's start with the outfits. For Katara, mama, I hope you're ready, because she is still very young. She's like 13, 14. I will just give her a very simple dress, strapless and short with a lot of skirt. It's gonna be blue, but it's going to have like this film on top of the dress that reflects the light, and it looks different shades of blue, white, purples, just to represent the sea, and it's going to look almost like pearls, opalescent. But the gag of this outfit is going to be this piece that we're going to build around her that looks like water. So she's gonna have one piece attached to her dress, and then I will want her to wear a little bit of a longer boot. It's gonna look blue, kind of like the dress, because on each feet I will want to attach to her one piece of water so it can look like it's coming up, and then on the other leg another piece of that water so it looks like it's coming up. And then because she has beautiful blue eyes, I would want to give her something like this, like some blue eye makeup. I want her to have her hair up just so we can really see the structure of the water, okay? Because I wouldn't want her hair to get messed up with that structure. And I want her to wear her signature choker, okay? So for Sebastian, he's going to be wearing a very tight suit, and it's going to be very similar to what divers wear, but it's gonna be dark blue, and it's gonna be similar to Katara's dress, that depending on the angle the light is gonna reflect with, so it's gonna look like literal water, like under the sea, girl, under the sea. I want to give him some shoes that mimic or are very similar to those flappy things that divers wear, just to mimic fish. Now the gag of this garment, this neck piece that he's going to be wearing, and it's gonna go up and it's gonna connect to his waist, and each string is gonna have pearls. It's gonna go all around his neck, okay? And then he's also gonna have bracelet made of pearls in each hand and on the legs as well. I will want him to wear a couple like of pearl pieces on his skin, and I will want him to wear some highlight over here and over here so it looks iridescent, kind of like the pearl, but the highlight is gonna be white, okay? So it's not gonna look very obvious. Just when you're talking up close to him, you can see the highlight, and girl, it's gonna look beautiful. Beautiful. When I tell you beautiful, it's beautiful. District 5. District 5 represents electricity or the power. Just because District 2 is gonna do something very electronic already, I will want District 5 to take another stance on the word power. Instead of going the electronic route, they're going to go the power route to represent power of District 5. The male tribute, I will want Jeremy Fragrance.
Craft, power, strength.
And then for the female tribute, I will want Cersei Lannister. I mean,
Power is power.
she is that girl. The outfits for this district are going to be representing the sun.
I am Helios, Ra, Apollo, the 18. You dare mock my name, Ares.
And they're going to say something along the lines of like the sun is the most powerful celestial being in our solar system, and we literally revolve around the sun, and what's more powerful than the sun? So we are dressed as the sun. Something like that is what they're going to say when people ask them, what are you wearing and why are you wearing that? So for Cersei, I would want her to wear something very similar to this Muglair golden suit. Maybe the hips, I would want them to be a little bit bigger, a little bit more exaggerated. She's gonna be serving R2-D2's realness, girl. Is it R2-D2's, the golden one? C-3PO. She's gonna be giving that. On her boob area and her belly button and her collar, I want to give her like a jewelry piece of the sun. Her hair, I want her hair to be kind of like this, but it's gonna be entangled with a sparkly extensions of hair just to make her hair golden and shiny. The shoes are gonna be very simple, high heels, but again, we're going to have the sun on those shoes as well. And that little transparent cape that she's gonna have attached to her actual golden bodysuit. Then for Mr. Jeremy Fragrance, I want him to have a similar color representing the sun. He's gonna be shirtless. His thing is going to be some loose pants, and it's gonna be attached in the hands, something like a cape, so he can do something like this and be like the sun. And just to make it a little bit more exciting, he's gonna have 3 golden pieces on his arm made from the same material as Cersei's dress, and then the shoes, just some simple kind of like sandal golden shoes. District 6 represents transportation. For the male tribute, I want Ghost Rider because he be transporting, and I want Terry Jo for District 6. Now if you don't know anything about Terry Jo, her ongoing joke is that she is on a wheelchair, even though she's not. It's just a joke.
According to her, she got shot by a couple gay people one year. One year, like during Pride. Who knows? That's like debatable. Got it. Yeah, because we've seen her standing here and there.
For her, if you have seen Terry Jo, she always has like this kind of like granny dress. So I would want her to wear something like that. But because they are from the transportation district, the gag about their outfits is gonna be that they're going to be roller skating every single time. They're going to be transporting. I want her to have one of those kind of like a crop top, long sleeve, wide sleeves at the end. The same thing with her pants. I want her roller skates to be purple and the wheels orange. I want her to have like this hair, and her makeup is gonna be purple and pink shades. For Mr. Ghost Rider, he's going to have spiky orange and red hair, and again, he has to be human. We cannot have a skull representing one of the districts, so we're going to make him a human, but he wanted to do a skull makeup, so that's what I did here. For his garment, because he's going to be roller skating, I wanted to give him something that had very fun shapes, that whenever he moved or made a pose, it was gonna look very fun. So I made him something very extravagant with the shapes, very flowy, wavy, and the pants are very out there. The thing with this is it's going to be dark purple, and the lines or the stitches following the attire are going to be neon orange. Then I want his roller skates to be orange, and the wheels are going to be purple, kind of like inverted from Terry Jo roller skates. And then for their big entrance, you know, when they are presenting themselves to the president, I want them to roll in a motorcycle. So for District 7, we have Lumber. For the female tribute, I want Sandy Cheeks. And for the male tribute, I want the Lorax. I made human versions of each character. I want her dress to be plaid material. It's gonna look very Vivienne Westwood coated. On the back of the dress, I want her to have this kind of like giant bow thing going on. Whenever she's posing, she can make very cute poses, and she's going to have this very extravagant back piece on her dress. Her hair, I want it to be, because Sandy is from Texas, so I want her to have very big Cajun girl type of hair, and I want her to have her signature flower as well. So the Lorax, I imagine him to be one of those people that are going to take this opportunity to talk about what really matters back in his district. It's going to be like an ambientalist type of person. I feel that because he's going to be so against this whole Hunger Games thing, he's going to be pissed that he has to go kind of like Joanna from the second movie. So for the fashion, he didn't want to wear anything that the stylist had prepared for him. So he's going to be wearing some random pieces that the stylist had, just trying things out, but it's not an attire. He just did a lot of layering of random pieces that he found from the stylist. So that's why he looks a little bit insane, because he's wearing that homeless core fashion, which I've seen it in a lot of high fashion runways. But the thing about this is that this wasn't supposed to be his attire. He was just trying to find a way to be against this whole Hunger Games thing. And then when he had to do the interview, mama, he was pissed. He was talking about the forest. He was talking about how hard it is to live in District 7, how the capital doesn't care about anybody, how they just want to take their lumber and they don't care about anything else. He's gonna be very much like that. So for District 8, we have textiles. For the female tribute, I want Edna Mode, and for the male tribute, I want RuPaul. So for Edna Mode, I want to give her something that is very fun when it comes to the shape of the garment. So I will give her something that looks very geometric, and I just gave her a tie. I will want her to have the more masculine outfit, and she's going to have her signature bob, and I want to give her a very high fashion makeup. And then for RuPaul, I will want him to have the more feminine attire. The gag about this outfit again is the shapes. I want that attire to have pointy, spiky on here, and then spiky shapes on the bottom of the dress as well. Spiky hair, very similar to his clothing. For District 9, we have Grain Production. For the male tribute, I want Tony the Tiger. And for the female tribute, I want Pearl. Her dress is going to be something like this, but I want the ombre to start at the bottom, very, very bright orange, almost red, and then kind of like diffusing to lighter orange, lighter yellow, and over here white, just to show the color scheme of grains. This dress is going to be very light on the skin and is going to be a little bit transparent, a little bit see-through, and the dress is going to be attached in the finger here, and then she's going to be showing all of her legs. And then for the back, she's going to be covered, of course, but she's going to have some sort of like a cape. For the outfit to look like it's representing grain, I will want vertical stitches, white stitches that kind of like pop out of the material of the dress a little bit, just so it looks kind of like grains. And then for Mr. Tony the Tiger, I want to give him some fun shaped pants, but the material of the pants is going to be, you know, those sacks of potato. The material of those sacks, it feels very earthy. So I want his pants to be of that material, and again to have vertical stitches so it mimics the grain in the field. He's going to be shirtless, but he's going to have this piece that is attached to his pants, and it goes up. It's gonna be transparent, but it's gonna have a few lines that are the same color of his pants. This piece right here that he's gonna have around him is more flowy. It's gonna really, really look like the grains on the field waving with the air. And he's gonna be showing body, mama. District 10 represents livestock. For the male tribute, I want Jeffree Star. And for the female tribute, I want Doja Cat. So Doja Cat is going to be a cow, and Jeffree Star is going to be a pig. It's almost like they're going to be this animal that acquire human forms, and these animals are trying to pass as humans. So stay with me here, because she is a cow that is trying to convince everybody that she's actually a human. She's going to have rolls on her hair, but because she's a cow and she doesn't know a lot about the human world, the rolls on her head are going to be made with carrots. Her shoes are going to be made out of lettuce, because again, she's a cow, so she doesn't really know how the human world works. She's going to be almost like disguising, like she's trying to pass as a housewife. Attire is going to be like those aprons that the housewives used to wear, and I want to give her yellow cleaning gloves. And then for Jeffree Star, he's going to be body painted all pink. I want his face beat, mama, like looking beautiful. But again, he's going to be a pig trying to pass as a human, so he's going to have a few things out of place. He's going to have some celery hairpins. His shoes are going to be made out of bananas. He's going to have a little purse made of bread. He's going to be trying to convince everybody that he's the wife of the housewife, being Doja Cat, and he's a farmer. So that's why he's going to have like a jean overall, and I'm going to give him orange gardening gloves. This is going to be another attire that at first people won't get it and people won't see the fashion, but it's not so much about the fashion, it's more about the body paint, and it's going to be about the story behind this, because you know, they're being offered as tributes for sacrifice, very similar to how we sacrifice animals. Do you see the message? For District 11 is agriculture. For the male tribute, I want the bee. And for the female tribute, I know he's not a female, but let's just pretend, okay? Because I want the ladybug from A Bug's Life. These are like the human versions of each character, because we cannot have a literal bee and a literal ladybug representing the district. You know, the character originally is a he. She's gonna have like a very deep voice, and she's going to be more in tune with her masculine energy. She's going to be a little bit awkward. But for her attire, I want her to have a red dress with a very deep cut cleavage, and the bottom of her dress is going to be full of red cornflower. She's going to have a neck piece representing another cornflower, so when they ask about her outfit, she's going to say something like, because her district is agriculture, we wanted to focus on some of the insects that we see day to day on District 11. I'm representing the ladybug, and a lot of the ladybugs that you can find on District 11 are around cornflower. So that's why my neck piece represents a cornflower, and the bottom of my dress is full of red cornflowers. She's gonna have her hair up, and then those red spots that you see along on her skin, we're going to try to make ladybugs pieces, just so we can kind of mimic like the ladybugs are around her, because she is full of cornflowers and the ladybugs like the cornflowers. So her shoes are going to be kind of like those spiral high heel shoes, again full with flowers. I don't know, I feel like she's going to be a favorite for the sponsors. He's going to be having a hat that is going to represent, you know, those hats that the bee people wear, but it's going to be up to his neck. His chest is going to be uncovered. I want him to wear kind of like a corset type of shirt, and for the sleeve, there's where we're gonna have the representation of the black and yellow bee fashion. And then for the pants, something very simple, and I want the stitches to be visible, and I feel like he's going to be very much like the bee in the movie, like he's going to be able to sweet talk his way. So let's say that these are the 76th Hunger Games, right? So I have to follow up with Katniss Everdeen, the girl on fire, okay? For District 12, this is gonna be kind of hard. District 12 is cold, so the tributes I want for District 12 are going to be 11. Remember, she's not going to have her power, just because she had the whole upside down thing going on, and it was giving, I don't know, it was giving District 12 because the upside down was kind of like desolated and kind of ugly, I don't know. And for the male tribute, I want Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan. So if you haven't watched Attack on Titan, his backstory is that he's from the underground, and the underground is basically District 12 on the Attack on Titan universe, okay? So the female, she's going to be representing melted coal, like the melting of the coal. And then for the male, he's going to represent the coal in its original form. I want her to have this dress, not too revealing, nothing too crazy, but the thing of the dress is going to be more at the bottom of the dress, so it looks like it's melting down. And because she has her hair very short, I want her to wear a headpiece. The same with her earrings, I want them to look like it's melting down. When I was looking for coal, maybe you're seeing like a little bit of color in my drawings. I was looking for coal, and it seems like the coal actually has like a little bit of like a reflective luminance type of thing going on. So the material of the dress is going to be this black iridescent material. So again, at first glance, people are just going to see two black outfits, but when they start taking pictures of them, or when they see the light reflecting on the outfit, it's gonna be purely that same effect that the pearl has, but in black. I want the shoes, some high heels with some lace, just something that she doesn't trip, because again, she's a girl, so I feel like she wouldn't be able to walk in heels very well. So I want to give her a secure shoe. And then for him, because he's representing the original form of the coal, I want to give him very big, exaggerated, geometric shapes, because he's a little bit short, so I want to give him some height. So I'm going to give him some shoes that are a little bit. Then for the top, I want him to show some skin, and at the bottom, I want, again, it's going to be kind of like a long skirt, but it's going to have some spiky triangular geometric shapes coming out of them. So it's almost like Japanese samurai at the bottom, and then fun geometric shapes on the top. And again, it's going to be made from the same black iridescent material. And as props, because they came after Katniss and Katniss was the girl on fire, I will want to give them each one a torch, just to keep the element of fire alive. So yeah, that was my dream Hunger Games lineup. That was how I would style each district. I was thinking, like, if I was in the Hunger Games, from which district I will be. I feel like, realistically speaking, I will be from either District 4 or District 11. But I feel it will be District 4 because I am from an island, and that's all we have here. Water. There's so many beaches. Like, I haven't been to every beach here, but there's so many beaches that you can go. Literally, it's an island. That's all we got. And also, I love water, but I would want to be from the capital. Let's take a test, mama. So it's a BuzzFeed quiz, of course, and it says, which Hunger Games district do you actually belong in? May the odds be ever in your favor. Let's go. Pick a state. I'm gonna say Illinois. What would you grab from the cornucopia? If I see a knife, I will grab it, or a dagger. But only if it's close to me. Like, I feel like I would run away. I would run away, girl. Because did you see how crazy they get in the cornucopia? That's why I wanted to make an arena that gave everybody just a second. They go crazy on the cornucopia, no. Who would you fear the most in the arena? Logan, though, because I feel like wasn't his whole shtick like he couldn't sometimes control his Wolverine thing coming out? I'm gonna say Logan. Pick a job. Probably architect, because I can draw a little bit more. Which of these would you least want to encounter in the arena? Okay, bloodbath in the cornucopia. Yeah, I hate it. Pick a gift from a sponsor. The medicine is very important. Which arena scares you the most? The open ocean is a little bit insane, because what are we doing on the open ocean? I'm not a fish. Like, I know I said I will be from District 4, but it's not like I'm an actual mermaid. I wish it was, but I'm not. I wish I was a waterbender, but I'm not. So what are we doing on the open ocean? Dry. Yeah, the snow drives me kind of insane. The frozen tundra, maybe? Which Disney character will you form an alliance with? Mulan. Why would I pick anybody else? Which superpower do you wish you had to help you in the arena? Ability to control the elements. Yeah, I want to be the Avatar. What token would you take with you into the arena? Who cares about this? But I'm gonna say a star charm. Choose a holiday destination. I think Japan. I'm gonna pick Japan. Finally, pick your favorite Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, why? What does that have to do with anything? I'm gonna say this one. You belong in District 5. You're cool, collected, outward disposition hides a cunning mind that is always 2 steps ahead of the curve. You know that being the loudest person in the room isn't as important as being the best listener. Okay, work. But you know what's funny about me being from District 5, which is power, the power of electricity, like power? That here where I'm from, we've run out of power so much. Mama, if it starts raining too loud, the power is off. If the wind is too crazy, power off. And in hurricane season, ooh, we don't have power. So this is not funny. I'm telling you, I'm from District 4. I said it. That's all we have here. Water. Like at least once every week, the power goes off. So don't tell me that I'm from District 5, the district of power electricity. Girl, bye. But anyway, that was my dream Hunger Games lineup, and that was the fashion that I would give to each district. Tell me if you liked it, and tell me who do you think would win this Hunger Games lineup. And remember, they don't have their powers. If in their original universe they have powers, in this universe they don't have their powers, so it's only their men power. I feel like Kitana, if she gets her hands on a knife, she has a good chance. Or Levi, because he got this hands. You tell me, who do you think is going to win in this Hunger Games lineup? And tell me if you liked it. Tell me if you like the fashion. Tell me from which district do you think you are. So anyway, that was all for today's video. I'll see you when I see you, okay? Bye!
But now there's no